Analyzing the rise of the three-point era in the NBA. Is the NBA losing its identity? For some, the game they grew up watching, defined by back-to-the-basket bruisers, fadeaways from the elbow, and physical dominance in the paint, feels like a distant memory. Today, a new force defines basketball, the three-point shot. And it's not just another trend. It's a full-blown revolution. To understand how the game got here, we need to rewind the clock. Back in 2010, the league averaged around 18 three-point attempts per game. By 2025, that number has ballooned to nearly 40. That's not evolution, it's transformation. We're talking about a 150% plus surge in long-range attempts in just over a decade. The ripple effects have touched every layer of the sport, from youth leagues to the NBA Finals, from how players train to how coaches draw up plays. But how did we get here? And what does it mean for the future of basketball? It didn't happen overnight. It started quietly, with a few numbers buried in spreadsheets. Analytics departments across the league began to challenge conventional wisdom. They weren't just questioning coaching decisions, they were rewriting the very formula of offensive efficiency. The math was simple, even if it seemed blasphemous to traditionalists. A 35% three-point shot yields more points per attempt than a 45% mid-range jumper. The result? Teams began phasing out mid-range looks entirely in favor of shots at the rim or beyond the arc. But data alone doesn't start a revolution. Revolutions need faces. They need icons. Enter Stephen Curry. In 2015, Curry didn't just shoot threes. He weaponized them. He turned ordinary possessions into highlights from 30 feet out. Defenses stretched beyond their comfort zones. Suddenly, a pick at the logo could trigger panic. Coaches from middle school to the pros scrambled to adapt, watching their teams get torched by a player who could hit 5 straight shots before you even adjusted your defense. By the time the Warriors completed their dynasty run with 3 titles in 5 years, every team wanted to shoot like them. And so they did. But this wasn't just about one player. As Curry was torching nets, front offices were reshaping rosters. Big men who couldn't shoot were devalued. Floor spacers became premium assets. Role players who could hit corner threes made playoff rotations. Those who couldn't watched from the bench. Then came the positional blur. Traditional centers like Brook Lopez, who once planted themselves on the block, now drift beyond the arc. Karl Anthony Towns won a three-point contest. Joel Embiid mixes Euro steps and step-back threes with the grace of a guard. Kids growing up no longer dream of skyhooks or power dunks. They shoot from half court, yelling Curry as the ball flies. The rulebook played its part, too. Hand-checking is gone. The lane is more open than ever. Defensive 3-second rules prevent bigs from camping in the paint. The result? More freedom, more space, and yes, more threes. So here we are. A league where the Houston Rockets once attempted 61 threes in a single game. Where teams score 130 points without dominating the paint. Where possessions start and end with a pass to the wing and a launch from 27 feet. And not everyone is thrilled. Critics argue that the game has become repetitive. That the artistry of the mid-range, the ballet of post moves, the grinded-out physicality that defined legends like Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett has been lost. They miss the contrast, the ebb and flow between perimeter and post. Today, many games feel like three-point contests with 48-minute clocks. Yet for every critic, there's a counter. The game, they argue, is faster, smarter, and more skilled than ever. We're witnessing athletes perform with surgical precision, big men who dribble like guards, guards who shoot like snipers, and offenses that rely on quick decisions and crisp ball movement. Spacing has improved. Comebacks are more common. Games are more dynamic. When a team can erase a 15-point deficit in 2 minutes with 5 quick threes, fans don't leave early. Look at teams like the Boston Celtics, who in 2024 stormed their way through the postseason behind a barrage of threes from Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Drew Holiday. Or the Denver Nuggets, blending Nikola Jokic's high IQ post play with floor spacing shooters. Even LeBron James, long known for his slashing and playmaking, now takes more threes than ever because the numbers say he should. And it's not just an NBA phenomenon. The three-point influence has gone global. International stars like Luka Doncic and Victor Wembanyama enter the league already wired for this style. Luka hits step-backs with the confidence of a veteran, while Wemby, a 7 feet 4 inches giant, pulls up from deep like a shooting guard. It's the new normal. Yet with all this progress, a question lingers in the background. Will the game correct itself? Every trend has a peak. Coaches are adjusting. Defenders are learning to chase shooters through off-ball screens, to rotate faster, to contest cleaner. Some believe the mid-range isn't dead, it's just sleeping. Players like Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and DeMar DeRozan still feast from 15 feet, proving there's still room for variety. In fact, the next evolution of basketball may not be more threes, but better balance. Coaches like Eric Spoelstra and Greg Popovich already blend old-school principles with new-school spacing. And as playoff games tighten, when legs tire and threes stop falling, we may see a resurgence of the mid-range, the post-up, and the slow, deliberate possession. Because in the playoffs, misses matter more. And not every game can be a shootout. So, where does all this leave us? Some say the NBA has lost its identity. That it's chasing a statistical ideal at the expense of aesthetics. That the game has become a math problem. Others say the NBA has never been more creative, more international, more intelligent. That it's evolving the way all great games do, by adapting to its time. The truth is, basketball has always been a reflection of its era. In the 80s, it was Magic and Bird, battling with passes and grit. In the 90s, it was MJ's fadeaway and defensive wars. The 2000s gave us Shaq's dominance and Kobe's poetry in motion. Now, it's the era of range, rhythm, and the rainbow arc of the three-point shot. This isn't the end of basketball's soul. It's another chapter in its story. Whether you love it or loathe it, the three-point era is here. And it's not just a phase. It's the new foundation of the game.